Day to day, I feel like sometimes sexuality impacts like decisions and how I feel as an individual. Like leaving the house, if I like walk out without makeup on or with my hair not like just thrown up into a messy bun, like I feel insecure sometimes. I feel like it may not be acceptable or I'm not presentable enough. And like leaving the house to go out with friends for like a night out, sometimes like if I'm not covering up enough or if I'm like, you know, being a little risky, I feel like people look at me sideways and think like I'm kind of dressed like slutty, or like guys will look at me and be like, oh, like that's an easy target or something along those lines. So like day to day, like sometimes gender has a big impact, but not always.
Being in a sorority, I don't feel conformed to dress in a certain way. The only thing I feel is like during formal season or whatever, when we all are getting ready in our dresses, I feel a little bit of pressure to get the coolest trends, or that sounds dumb, but like what's in style, just so we can look good and like comparable to your sisters in pictures. Being in a sorority, I feel like a lot of us girls have a preconceived notion of being heterosexual and being a little more promiscuous than your average everyday girl, which might be true for some of us, but I feel like that's a stereotype placed on us despite people actually knowing like who we are and what we're all about.
I joined a sorority last year. However, I was hesitant at first because of the way the term sorority girl is thrown around and the way people are perceived who join a sorority.
Being a sorority delegate on Panhellenic here on campus, we have to abide by a lot of rules for the National Association, and one of those rules is that we're a single-sex organization. So that means, despite being the fact that we can't discriminate people based on gender or anything, because we're a single-sex organization, we fall under Title IX. It makes it more difficult, and there's a big gray area for us who we're allowed to accept into our organizations. Title IX is a federal law that states a lot of things, but the thing that Panhellenic is concerned with is the fact that it says we can't discriminate based on sex or gender. However, there's a clause that says unless you're Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, sororities, or fraternities. So Panhellenic associations are protected under Title IX, therefore we're allowed to discriminate based on sex and gender, whereas other groups on campus, like, I don't know, a club or something, is not allowed to have discrimination based on sex and gender. Sororities are protected under Title IX, so we federally are allowed to discriminate and not allow men into sororities or women into fraternities.
I do feel limited in my gender concerning my career because I was planning on going to med school and becoming a doctor. Like that had been the plan for years, but then reality kicked in and I realized that that wasn't really an option if I wanted to have kids at kind of a normal age, because you're just starting your career then.
In today's time, I feel like women aren't limited anymore with their abilities because we have the option to go to college and choose our majors and do whatever we want to do in life. And part of that is because times have changed, but for myself at least, I was raised by a single mother, so she made sure that I felt like I could do anything and be anything that I wanted to, and she was my like role model in life. And because she had to do it all on her own without a father figure, I kind of followed in her footsteps and realized that I could be like a strong, independent woman. And with that, I don't feel limited in like deciding to play a certain sport or choosing a major or anything along those lines.